to It's Chelsea the Destroyer. We're going to watch some more Josh Johnson. If you don't know who Josh Johnson is, he is a comedian that I like. But he's going to talk about Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. So grab your snackies, grab your bevies. Let me know what you're eating or drinking down below. Let's get to watching.
Milwaukee, make some noise for your headliner, Josh Johnson.
I'll be honest, I was busy, did not pay attention to that fight happening. I just know that Netflix kept crashing, and then a lot of people were mad.
Been very excited. I've been very, very excited. Been highly anticipating a bout that's coming up. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul.
Okay, so this is, I guess, before it happened.
Some of you may have not known that this was going to happen, but in case you didn't, Mike Tyson is going to box Jake Paul, and I'm excited more for the spectacle than the actual fight. I don't know what's going to happen in the fight exactly.
Okay, definitely before.
It is one of the wildest encounters of two people punching each other that you could have ever imagined. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, a star, a bona fide star globally of the 80s, fighting one of the most popular influencers that the modern era has to offer. And it just feels like somehow the 80s are fighting the 20s. Do you know what I mean? Like, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul.
Mike Tyson's also like 60 and has been out of the ring for a while. So, like, I don't know. I don't know. It could have been rigged. People were talking about, like, oh yeah, he's like almost 60, something like that. Like, this whole situation was weird.
Feels like Sylvester Stallone versus Liam Hemsworth. It's like, you're just kind of like, what? How? How are they even close enough in age to have anything to argue about? This is crazy. If you don't know Mike Tyson, I know that some people are too young to have like really watched him fight. I'm too young to have like remembered those fights live. Some of them I wasn't even around for, but I watched the tape and it's devastating. Mike Tyson is one of the most bona fide terrifying people. Yeah.
Didn't he have this thing where he was like, you step into the ring? Like, anytime I step in the ring, I'm there to, like, murder the other person. Like, I'm there to dead-ass, like, kill the other person. Dude bit another dude's ear. Like, come on.
I mean, some of the things that Mike Tyson would just say, I'd be like, oh, to even think it, you must be willing to do it.
Oh.
Do you know, like there was a press conference one time where Mike Tyson was sitting there and he's like, this thing, I don't think these guys understand. I'm not here to just box. I'm not here to fight or anything. I'm trying to take their health.
No, thank you.
Sir. The question was, what has your preparation been for this match?
Well, envisioning taking their health, I guess.
Mike Tyson he's like an embodiment of everything like fierce, violent, and dangerous in one person that also very much loves birds.
Y'all remember that cartoon? Wasn't there a cartoon that was like involved Mike Tyson or whatever? Was that a fever dream I had? I feel like that happened.
And what's wild about Mike Tyson is that from the
Tyson's Mysteries, Mike Tyson's Ghost Hunters, it was on Adult Swim. Okay, so it was not just a fever dream that I had randomly. All right, cool.
time that he was young, right, to present, he had taken a genuine, not only interest, but maybe an obsession with the way that the world works, understanding oneself and understanding the world and how who you are applies to the world, right? So he said some of the most fascinating things around Alexander the Great, around conquerors, around kings, around how to win a mental battle as well as like a physical one, how war works. He has such an understanding of the world. And then he says other things. Other things that are so scary that you're like, sir, just shoot me.
Like, my guy, I don't want to go in the ring with you. Like, I don't want you to beat me to death. Like, if you're going to kill me, could you just... There's faster ways.
Don't want to have to deal with this, you know? And a lot of it bleeds together because it's not my time, right? I'm not like from that era. But you watch these old compilations of press conferences and interviews and post-fight interviews with Mike Tyson. I was scared for the reporter. Because you have a man who's been training to basically kill a man with his fists, even if it took him 12 rounds, and it took half of one. So by the time you interview him, he's still got a lot of energy.
Oh.
There was one time they were trying to interview Mike Tyson after a fight. They're in the ring with him. They're putting the mic in his face and everything. And he's so amped and he's talking. He's like, y'all don't understand. Like, I'm from Sonny Liston's cloth. I'm the most fierce. And he starts describing not just who he is as a boxer, but his training and everything. And then at the end of it, he goes, I don't know, man. What?
I don't know, man. What were you talking about? You were saying stuff. You just, what? What do you mean, what?
And I think if I had been the reporter, I'd also be like, nothing. I didn't.
I wasn't asking you questions. It's fine. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
I didn't say anything. Don't worry about me. A Mike Tyson press conference was a master class in psychological warfare. He would say things that had you thinking like, oh man, this dude's like out of his mind. Or this dude really wants to kill me and I don't know him. That's gotta be tough as a fighter, to sign up for a fight. And you know we both fight. But one of us loves fighting. And we both like it, that's why we do it, and we're both good at it, that's why we do it. But one of us is so excited to hit, they don't care if they get hit. It's a very different person.
That is actually legitimately super scary. Like, it's like, think about like you go and you hit someone as hard as you can and they just keep coming at you. Like, they're not fazed by the fact that you hit them. That shit's scary. Demon Lord, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Like, that shit is scary. All right? Like, bruh.
Do you know what I mean? Even when you're mad, even when you're angry, and you're like, that's it, let's fight. You're trying to get the aggression out, and you want to hurt the other person. And yeah, maybe you're willing to take a few punches, but you aren't in a fight loving getting hit just so you can give a hit. It takes a different type of person, and Mike is a different type of person. You know? When you look at where Mike Tyson comes from, it's astounding that he made it to where he was. You know, Mike Tyson comes from Brooklyn, was in Bed-Stuy, and then at a young age moves to Bronzeville, and it is devastating because it's not the Brooklyn that you know now. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. There were no cupcake shops. It was Brooklyn in a way that was. Let's say the property would be cheap, all right? Like if you were trying to buy, all right? Devastating conditions. And he talks about how there was just you couldn't even go to the bathroom inside sometimes where they were staying and stuff. And all that stuff can make a hardened person. Because he didn't just have to live in certain conditions, he had conditions waiting for him when he got outside. He talked about it. He had to fight. He had to fight all the time. He had to be ready to be tough all the time. People will test you all the time, right? He talked about his first fight. Because like I said, Mike Tyson loves birds. It's truly one of the sweetest things about him. It's one of the things that like gives you a glimpse into the humanity of a person that's.
Remember, Mike Tyson had a tiger at one point. Like, I don't like birds, but I'm allergic to like feathers, and that's why I don't like birds. I like looking at birds, I guess.
It's only known as being this fierce beast, right? Loving these birds, being gentle with them, caring for them, spending time with them, you know? Really taking care of them. And when he was a kid, there was a kid who took his bird. And he was like, give it back, give it back, give it back. And give it back, I think give it back genuinely in the way that a kid is asking you earnestly from the bottom of their heart. No, please, 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 please give it back, right? And that kid killed that bird in front of him.
And that set him on a path. I bet you anything.
And then Mike Tyson, I'm assuming, killed that kid because he...
I mean, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Are you gonna follow that up? I get mad if someone hurt one of my kitty cats.
He at least let him remember what would happen. And Mike would get into trouble, and it's easy to say, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this, right? All those things can be true. Obviously, you shouldn't be robbing people, you shouldn't be selling stuff, you shouldn't be out here with these people who are on a bad path and everything. But when you have what looks like no other option from those things, how can you expect someone to just know? You drive down the path that's been paved, you know? And so he ends up in like detention centers and stuff like that. And at one point, Mike Tyson meets Customato. And Customato sees him, and immediately he knows. He knows this kid is special, and he's different. And not only just because he's built different, not only because he's big for his age.
That kid's got some mental stuff going on, and he ain't gonna quit. So, like, come on. Let's make you a fighter, kid.
There's just something about him. And he gets the opportunity to like box a little bit. He goes to the gym, he's hitting bags and stuff, spars a little bit. And Customato sees in something in him. And after sparring, you know, as the story goes, they ask this kid who's just sparred with some grown men, how old are you? And then Mike goes, I'm 13. And then these grown men look at each other and go, this nigga at least 30. Like, there's no way.
At least 30. Jesus.
You better put a 0 behind that 13. That's, what?
Better put a 0 under 30. You mean 31? You dyslexic?
13. And Customato, to my knowledge, actually adopts Mike Tyson. Takes him into his home, right? Not just to train him, but to care for him, to love him. You know? because all this energy, all this fierce potential can really go somewhere if you nurture it, right? And then under Cus D'Amato's leadership, Mike Tyson does become as fierce of a person as Cus D'Amato thinks he can be in the ring. And Cus believed in him before he believed in himself. I think that's why their friendship, that mentorship is like, when you see it, there's something special about it, because anyone who sees anything in any of us and pulls it out of you, right, just with their belief, that's a very special thing. And the only people that wish Cus D'Amato hadn't done what he did are
was every single person that entered the ring with Mike Tyson while he was in his prime. Probably. Very specifically, the dude whose ear he bit.
probably Mike's opponents, because Mike would have fights that were so damn fast. You can see it even in the video, even in some of the amateur fights that were actually on video. You can see in the opponent where they were like, does he have a hammer?
Dude hits like a truck.
What is he doing? That really hurt. No. And then Mike gets older. Mike becomes world champion. Youngest world champion, right? In there with a boxer with real experience, who's also a special fighter, right? But Mike hits him in a way that maybe he's never been hit before. And if you go back and you watch the video of this knockout, I shouldn't laugh, but Mike didn't just knock this dude out. Like, he didn't knock him out cold, right? This dude gets knocked down again, and he's trying to get up, and you can tell that his body is like, dog, we done.
Quit trying to get up. Quit trying. You need to stay down. You need to stay down. We're down. We're done.
Don't, no.
He knocked him so hard, apparently his body and his brain were no longer communicating with one another.
No. You know, like when you're in a bar fighting, your buddies hold you back? That was that guy's whole body. Like, you can even hear the announcer be like, oh, he's fighting to get up, but his body won't let him, because his body is like parts of him that didn't get hit. This dude got hit in his head and the chin, and even his feet and his knees and his hips were like, look, if you ever want to speak to us again.
If you want to live, we're down. We're just down. Stop trying to get up.
Don't stack us up on top of each other right now. I need to sit down.
Humble yourself, my guy.
Mike Tyson becomes world champion. He becomes everything that Cus D'Amato thought he could be. He becomes everything that he knew he was, right? It's a beautiful moment. And then it's important when you think of Mike Tyson to understand that Mike Tyson is America. A lot of Mike Tyson's story is how America works, right? There are parts of this country that if you travel to, you'll think you're in another country for how poor they are, how broken, the conditions that people are living in. You know, it looks like the developing world in some parts of America, and we don't like to talk about it. We especially don't like to take care of those people, because it means we have to really look at ourselves to do it. But there are people that come out of those conditions that build themselves up into something that no one else could have imagined based on where they started, right? Mike Tyson is just like America. Mike Tyson is fierce, fearsome, you know, incredibly violent. People in other countries look at America the way that we look at Mike Tyson. Genuinely, if you travel, and I mean really travel, I'm not talking about just go to the tourist spots and the places that are popular to go. If you really travel and you know world history and you go to a place and you ask them about America, right? A country that we've attacked before, you know? They look at us like we have a tattoo on our face. Mike Tyson, builds himself up, and he doesn't just get the world championship. He has some very, very impressive fights where you can average his whole fight time out to like maybe a round and a half. He's beating.
Jesus, how many rounds are in boxing matches, like, on average? Because like him just going in there and being like, the hammer of God is coming for your face, and the round, like round one, the match is over. 12 is the maximum. Jesus Christ. Damn.
People so fast it's actually upsetting the crowd. I know people who paid a lot of money to go to a Mike Tyson fight and went in the bathroom at the wrong time.
I don't know how true that is, but like, why would you not be in your seat the second he's in the ring? Like, for every second he's in the ring, your butt better be in that seat. Not gonna last very long, I don't think.
Sit there the whole fight card holding it. And then you're like, oh, he's only walking out. I got a second. And from the bathroom, you hear, oh. You're like, oh. Oh, no.
Yep.
I mean, then Mike goes down a downward spiral. He loses Customato. He loses this person that was a mentor, that was a friend. You know? And he tries to find his way, but he's still very young. People forget how young he was when he was Mike, when he was Iron Mike, and he was fearless and he was undefeated, and starts, getting lost in it. And he'll tell you that. He's talked about that. He got lost, right? Goes to jail at one point. Like, this dude is on a dark path, And even, this is attributed to Mike Tyson. I don't know if he actually said it like this, but he was like, I was a baby. I was a baby, and you gave me millions of dollars to punch people in the face. And you didn't think this was going to go off the rails somehow? Like, you didn't think that this was a bad idea, maybe?
I feel like this kind of thing sort of happens kind of a lot. Sort of. I mean, I could be wrong, but like the amount of stories you hear where it's like, oh, this person became famous for XYZ reasons and then started to kind of be shitty. Like, like some people can't handle it in one way or another. And also, like, a lot of those kind of spaces are really good at corrupting people, I guess, right? Because like you're hanging out with a specific specific kinds of people. And like, if you have money, you can kind of do just about whatever you want. So you just kind of get swept away into like this kind of like corruption, right? I don't know.
No. That's who's fighting. This guy who's relentless, So much fear. Imagine you're in the ring with Mike Tyson and he won't stop staring.
Average fight time in boxing is 17 minutes. Tyson's average is 2. That's crazy. I would be very uncomfortable if Mike Tyson was just staring at me, like staring me down. Like you walk into a ring, like a cage, like not a cage fight, but God, think about like an MMA fight with Mike Tyson. Anyway, like you walk into the ring and he's like staring at you and he's like, that I'm gonna die. Like I think I'm just gonna die.
Just the face off, just watching the face off, you would see it in his eyes. He's like, I would very much like to hurt someone today. And legally it's you.
Oh, legally it's you is rough.
And he was fast and his movements were jerky, but they were quick and they clearly hurt because some very big men did not get up. He would hit people so hard sometimes that you'd be like, I think that guy's dead. And then he'd twitch, you'd be like, he's all right.
Well, I feel like he'd twitch, I'd be like, he's not all right. He's got brain damage. But, maybe he can get back up. It'll be okay.
That's who's fighting. And then you have Jake Paul. One thing people need to understand about Jake Paul, if you don't, he's very much, we are in Jake Paul's time. Whether we like it when I say that or not, he's having his Mike Tyson moments right now. World famous around the world. People tune in from around the world. They watch his fights. They watch his YouTube videos. This dude is a true bona fide star, right? And we can argue about if he's as popular as Mike was back then and why the internet is different, but he is very popular, you know. And he loved boxing. He feels like boxing saved him. That's something similar that he has with Mike, because this kid, he got a camera from his dad, him and his brother, when they were young, and it was to film themselves while they were doing football so that they could improve, right? Which I don't know how that works. I don't play enough football. Like, if I did that and tried to tape myself playing football to improve, I think I would just be like, this is where I got hit.
This is where I got bodied, and then I went down, and then I didn't get back up, and then they scored. Sports.
And this is when I hit the ground. I think that's all I did. I don't know if, was that right? Is that how you do it?
To improve, do I just learn how to dodge, I guess? I don't know. How do you football?
And so him and his brother start making videos, like little YouTube videos, whatever. They're putting them online. They're getting some looks every now and again. But then Vine came out. And if you don't know what Vine is like TikTok granddaddy. And they start making Vines, and they get very popular almost overnight. They are huge on Vine. Everybody thinks they're funny, and they love to follow them. They want to know what they're doing next. They're getting all this money, endorsements, everything. At one point, Jake Paul is on the Disney Channel. I don't really know what he was doing, but it was quick. And then they start posting on YouTube, and they start getting millions of subscribers on YouTube. These kids are bona fide popular, and they understand something that maybe the rest of us just don't, and that's why they are where they are. They understand internet culture. They understand marketing and business. They understand the way that the world is turning, right? Sure. And it's the age of the influencer, right? And a lot of people want to be influencers. Some people don't want to be. You can accidentally become famous, and that's a terrifying thing. You become famous in a way that you really didn't mean to, you know? You're just living your life. But somebody puts a cell phone on you, or you don't know you're in someone's shot, and you trip weird, and you go, and now you're, like that's who you are as a guy. And then
now you're a meme, and you will be a meme until you die. Or until, like, you know, the internet forgets you in, like, less than a year. Sometimes.
And people see you in the world, and they're like, hey, we love you, dude. We love. That's our favorite. Man, keep killing it, dog. Keep killing it. But before you know it, just one thing, just one meme, just one moment catapults you to this level of fame that no person can be prepared for. Whether you're Mike Tyson in the 80s or you're Jake Paul now, people don't understand that, like, fame that you weren't even trying to get can mess with your mind, right? And so Jake Paul was on a dark path as well. He was probably headed for a bad place, and then he started boxing, and he loved it. And boxing, to a degree, saved him. And so he's out here boxing, you know? And at first he starts fighting like YouTubers, like fellow YouTubers, because that garners attention. Because sometimes you see two people who don't like each other, and you're like, man, it would be kind of funny.
It would be kind of funny. I'm just like, was he part of that, like, big YouTube versus YouTuber boxer thing? Was that a Mr. Beast thing, or was that, I don't know who arranged that. I remember where, like, a bunch of, like, YouTubers went out and, like, boxed each other. There's, like, that thing. Part of that?
If they fought. And this is the thing about us. We as people love a fight. Whether we like to admit that about ourselves or not, we love a fight.
Listen, I go to minor league hockey games. The best part is when they fight. I'm sorry, it's really fun. It's really fun. And, like, I feel like it's just hamming it up for the crowd. Like, I don't think they're, like, mad at each other. Like, not really. Like, they turn around then and, like, they're all, like, joking or whatever around. But then sometimes another dude bodies another dude because it's like, hey, don't mess with my teammate, and it's funny. I don't know what to tell you.
I've been walking down the street, and seeing kids on the park sinking threes from far away, Steph Curry level, right? And I'm like impressed, and I maybe watch him do 2 more, and then I'm like, he's getting it in.
Minor league hockey is not minors playing hockey. They're not like NHL. Like, I don't remember what the thing is, but like, they're not like, I'm not watching children play hockey. I'm watching like adult ass men that did not make it to the NHL play hockey.
He'll be fine. But if I see a fight in the park,
SPHL, that one. HPHL, SPHL. It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna be honest. Listen, like, it's unserious and it's so great. I'm sorry.
I stop. Because I'm wondering, you know? But no, we're in this age where I think people sometimes want to be famous more than they want to do something. You know? And that's where you get some of these things, some of these imitators of Jake Paul, of Logan Paul, and stuff like that. There was a kid whose story, like, it blew my mind. Basically, there was this kid doing these pranks, and they were like barely pranks. It was just being obnoxious. It was just being like horrible to people and messing with people to try to get a reaction out of them.
I'm sorry. I hate prank videos. I hate pranks. I'm going to be honest, because I feel like most of the time they're just kind of cruel or like annoying. Like, I don't find them funny. I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't find pranks funny. I find them like stressful. I find them like just kind of mean-spirited a lot. I just don't think they're funny. I'm sorry.
Because not only are we the new, like, influencers, everyone, all of us, all the time, it could happen to any one of us, but because of how people become influencers, because of how people get popular, they are our paparazzi now. You're just living your life, but now you're in someone's video, and they're trying to make you act a certain way. That's not what we signed up for, you know? You should at least be rich to have that happen. And so this kid was making this video, and he was messing with this guy in the mall, and he was following him around. And he was just like, not just being annoying. He seemed like to also be intimidating him a little bit. And he was really following him, trying to get him to answer some question or something. And finally, this little guy, he's like a very small guy, and he did not look well, right? He finally goes, stop. And then he pulled out a gun and shot him. And
yeah. The person clapping. I don't disagree. Like, when someone tells you, knock it off, leave me alone, knock it off and leave them alone. Like, stop being a dickbag. It's so disrespectful and rude. Like, leave him alone. I think I do remember this story, though. The person that was clapping in the audience was like, that was well deserved. Good on him.
I am praying that's not him.
Please don't be the guy that's shot, because I'm about to make it, like, I don't want to get shot.
This dude pulls out a gun and he shot him. There's this loud bang in the mall, and people start screaming and running and everything. But from the vantage point of, like, the person who, because he posted it himself, the kid, the influencer who was making the prank video, posts the thing, and he's coming at him, and the guy's like, stop, bang. And then as soon as you hear the bang, this kid, the prankster, goes, oh! And to be fair, there's no cool way to get shot. But he goes, oh! And he hits the ground, and that guy walks off, and obviously he gets arrested and everything. They explain the situation. I believe he got released. And then this kid goes to the hospital. He's fine, right? He's fine.
Well, he's fine, but he was shot.
Got shot in the side. and he's fine. But when they ask him about it, they ask him how he feels about the fact that this thing happened. Like, is it change how he's going to make content? He got more followers from it happening because he got on the news and people wanted to see the kid that got shot, and they wanted to see the other stuff that he did. So he did get more popular, right? And they wondered how he felt towards the gunman. This guy shot you and you were being annoying, but did you deserve to be shot, right? And then this kid sitting in his hospital bed, his dad, by the way, is furious. His dad is like, there are people saying my son deserved to be shot. My son's just a kid, right? And this kid sitting in his hospital bed, when he's asked these questions, goes, it is what it is, dog. Like,
how many times has this kid been attacked for being just an absolute annoying, like, does not take no for an answer? And it's like, how many times has he been like punched or whatever? Because I feel like, it is what it is by being shot is like, sometimes I annoy people enough that I don't leave them alone and they like attack me or retaliate. Like, that's crazy. That is wild. That is just a wild, it is what it is. I was shot. Jesus.
which I can't tell. Is that a good attitude about it? But it lets me know it's not just a few people. It's not just a few individuals. We're in an age, and it's an age of if I can be popular, maybe I can be safe, maybe I can be liked, maybe I can be something, whatever it is. But
if I can be popular enough, I can just be annoying to everyone around me and not respect other people in any way. I really just hate prank channels. Like, I'm sorry. I don't like them. I don't think they're cute. I don't think they're funny.
But it's apparently worth being shot over for some people. And make no mistake, Jake Paul is America. I don't know how it feels to have me say that, but Jake Paul is America. A lot of what America embodies is what Jake Paul is, right? America is business, usually business first.
Yeah.
We can worry about being a country later. It's business, and it's fame, and it's money, and it's influence, right? Mm. You go to some of these backdoor meetings that some of these world leaders have.
Survivalist, thank you
when
for
America
the follow.
convinces
Welcome.
them to do something. We don't know how they do it. Maybe it's with money. Maybe it's with other things. Maybe they're like, hey, look, we'd hate for something to happen to your whole island. Influence. See what I mean? And so now you have these two boxing, and people don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, there are people that want Mike Tyson to hurt Jake Paul very badly. And then there are people who just want to see a fight. They just want to see what it would look like. You know what I mean? They just want to see what it would look like if, like, that guy from The Breakfast Club fought Timothy Chalamet. Like, just... They just want to see two generations go at it.
Sure.
You know? Because let's be honest, it's an odd fight.
There were some funny memes. Like people were like, bite his ear off. Mike Tyson, you have the ability to do the funniest thing. You have the chance to do the funniest thing. And I'm like, dang, y'all, calm down. Ball bearing. Thank you for the follow. Welcome.
You know, Jake Paul has fought former MMA fighters. He's fought former NBA players. He's fought YouTubers. He's fought one established boxer, maybe two pro boxers that I know of, right? Because I don't know his entire record. But he said that the thing that made him do this, the thing that made him push for it and create it, was he did some...
Listen, okay, that is scary behavior. That is going to put you in history books. If you're like a fighter and you just like bite a dude's ear off, everyone's going to remember that. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, you're going to be remembered for it. You think Tyson was paid off? A lot of people think Tyson, even if he wasn't paid off, like he made millions of dollars off this fight. Like, he just got a lot of money off the fight anyway, so.
He did some ayahuasca. And when he did some ayahuasca and created, was he did some ayahuasca. And when he did the ayahuasca, he said he saw himself fighting Mike Tyson. And if I'm being honest, taking ayahuasca and seeing yourself fighting Mike Tyson sounds like something Mike Tyson would say doing ayahuasca. Like,
I mean,
I could more clearly see Mike Tyson doing ayahuasca, and he's like, I saw myself fighting Jake Paul. I don't know, man. I had to think to myself, you know, if I did ayahuasca and I saw myself fighting Mike Tyson,
I would just, I'd tell my friends. I wouldn't arrange a bout. I'm going to be honest. I mean, to be fair, though, I don't have the kind of clout that they got. So, like, I'm not making millions of dollars. Very obviously. I've never made $1 million in my life. Probably cumulatively, sure. But not, like, within a year's time. But, like, I've never had in my hands $1 million. Like, so, what do I know?
I'd probably have to sit back and be like, maybe heroin's the answer. Like, I don't know. This ayahuasca is not it for me. No, thank you. And so, as soon as he had that vision, though.
DB, I appreciate that you believe in me. I don't even think if it doubles, I will get that much money. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, no. I also don't ever think we'll get that big. I'll be honest. So, like, Tyson chicken. I got some Tyson chicken nuggets in my fridge. I can go fight those. They might still win. I mean, they're frozen, so I listen.
He put it into motion.
Let me heat up my air fryer, and then I stand a chance. Okay.
And that's the marketer, that's the businessman, that's the promoter in Jake Paul. He saw this thing and he had to create it. That's also America, by the way. You go to other countries and you're like, oh, I have this big dream of doing this thing. A lot of countries are set in their ways, right? America is properly crazy. We'll let you do anything.
Yeah. Like, if you got enough money, you can get away with just about anything here, which is kind of upsetting. I'm not going to lie to you.
Mentally. And so now they have a press conference. They're together, and Jake Paul's very good at being the heel, you know what I mean? But it's hard to be the heel when you're fighting Mike Tyson. Like, people might be booing you, but he's saying truly upsetting things. Mike Tyson was in a press conference one time, and he was like, look, all I want is for his kids to be watching us fight and see me beat them so bad that they're like, Daddy, no.
I think a lot of other people wanted that too. I'm just saying. I feel like a lot of people wanted that.
Hearing Mike Tyson quotes out loud genuinely makes me want to learn Tai Chi. So in case I ever come across Mike Tyson, I can look like I'm about to fight him while also backing up. Like, and some people think that the fight's just a spectacle. Some people think it's a real fight. There are kids who think Jake Paul's got to beat Mike Tyson, right? Jake Paul's a great boxer. Let's see it happen. I'm so excited to see Jake Paul whoop this guy. There really are both sides to this thing. And it's going to be on Netflix, which who knows if that's a mistake.
Considering Netflix servers couldn't handle it, I mean...
You know what I mean? Who knows if they fight and then one of them dies and we're just sitting there like, so are we accomplices or just sitting there stoic, don't know what to do next, and Netflix is like, are you still watching?
Don't hit yes. I mean, it's too late now because, it just couldn't load. But, just don't say anything.
Not now, man.
Yeah, legally, no.
And it's a gamble as well. It's a gamble. It's one of the biggest gambles we've seen because Mike Tyson is, to some degree, putting his legacy on the line. Mm-hmm. He's one of the most fierce fighters that's ever lived. People talk about Ali and Tyson. When they talk about boxing, they don't really know anything about it. You know those names. And then Jake Paul's putting something on the line, too. It's like, I had this idea, I had this dream of fighting Mike Tyson, and maybe I'm just out of my mind and I'm going to be hurt very badly. And Netflix is putting something on the line because it's like, will people watch? Will someone die? It's a genuine gamble. And if America is anything, it's a proper gamble. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we do. I don't know. I admire an aspect of what Jake is doing because Jake loves boxing. And no one will probably ever give him credit for it, but he is revitalizing a part of boxing. People talk about boxing a little bit more now because of the popularity that he brings in, the new kids that he brings in, and he's putting himself on the line because he loves boxing. And that, to me, is wild. Like, I love hip-hop, but I wouldn't try to battle Kendrick Lamar. Like,
oh, that attitude. Come on. Come on, man. So I didn't watch it. I think I was on vacation when it was happening anyway. The amount of people that I saw that posted, like, this fight could have been an email, I was like, we are unhappy about this. Obviously. A lot of people think like, oh, it was rigged. Oh, they had agreements. Oh, it was like, it was a performance, but it wasn't like a real fight. I don't know. I still haven't watched it, to be honest. Jake Paul, apparently. I don't know. So I don't know. Let me tell you this. Both of them walked out with a lot of money. Like, someone said, like, Tyson got 20 million. I think I heard somewhere else that he got 22 million from this fight, just him alone. So, like, a lot. Jake won by decision. I don't even know. I'm going to be honest. No idea what that means. 40 million to the winner, 20 million to the loser. Jesus. Yeah, so they, like, got a lot of money. There's a lot of money riding on this. They got a lot of money. It could have been, like, an agreement, quote unquote. You know, it is what it is. I didn't have a dog in that fight. I didn't really care. I'm going to be honest. I don't, sports. But, like, people are really upset about it. I don't know. I don't have faith in that kind of stuff. If I'm being honest with you, I was kind of like, this seems a little sussy anyway. But that's just me.